Alright, here we go. Yet another lovely stream. Hopefully this works. That's always the hope with these. Will it work or will it not work today? Let's see. I'm waiting. Oh, there I am. Hello, me. Ah! Okay. Let me just put my headphone thingy back on the thingy. Make sure the sound is okay. Seems like it's pretty okay. Woo! It still hasn't shown up on the app, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. So yeah, I started inking this yesterday, and I got into it and I was like, you know what? I'm bored of this. So then I switched to drawing something else. But I was thinking about it today and I was like, I actually really want to finish that little doodle that I was doing. So I'm going to do it now. Just get my brush the way I like it. I turn the hardness down a little bit and all that. Oh yeah, and I want to turn the opacity off. Like that. Okay, come on app. There I am. It's me. Oh, of course I need to see an ad. Let's just, alright. What game is this? I want to say Clash of Clans, but I don't think it is. Why is the ad so long? I was watching like a 2-minute highlight video the other day, and it showed me an ad that was probably like 2 minutes long. I was just like, why? Oh, Rise of Tyrants. Sounds lovely. Okay, there I am. Cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna start inking this. I really like this doodle. I was thinking about maybe scanning it, because when you scan it, you get like a better quality version of the line art, and it's easier to, you know, turn it into digital line art that you can color, but I decided not to, and to just actually digitally trace it out. I feel like when you digitally trace it out, it at least for the skill level I'm at right now, it looks a little bit better. At least like the image quality is a little bit better. So yeah, that's what I decided to do. She's kind of making a real grumpy face, which I really approve of. It's really cold in my house right now, but it's like if I went outside, I'd probably die immediately. But it's like really cold inside. And I just showered too, so like, I don't know. It's cold. I need a blanket, but I have my trusty hoodie on, so I'm all right. Oh, somebody accepted my my Facebook request. Very good. I also had a group chat with 2 of my friends, and both of them just left the group chat. I guess I offended them. Oh well. You win some, you lose some, I guess. Last night, there's some like thing going on in a park that's nearby. But it's not that nearby. It's like maybe a 15-minute walk from where I live. And there's some like carnival thing going on, and I could hear music like from the park blaring through my closed window until like 1 in the morning. It was ridiculous. Who goes to those kinds of things until 1 in the morning? And it's not like I live in a city or anything where it's like there's cool youth around. There's no like university here or anything, so there's no reason for this to be happening. It's like adults pretty much who are probably hanging out at this thing. I don't know. I didn't really get that good a sleep last night. It was a lot of it was because of the music, which it was annoying. And then I kept thinking, like, maybe I should go over to the park and see what's going on. But I don't think it's that safe to walk around by yourself at night where I live. So I decided against that. But I thought about it. And I was, like, planning who would be awake right now and willing to come and walk with me to a park. But I don't think anybody would have been, so. So what I'm trying to do right now is just make the lines steady. Doing the best job that I can. I'm not doing a very good job, though. It's tricky because I don't know. I'm unsteady already, and then there's no like stabilizer in this program or anything. So what I used to always do was see like here how I can sort of draw on top of it and smooth it out. I used to do that to my drawings a lot, but what would end up happening was they would just be like so thick and smoothed out that it just made the lines like 3 times as thick as I ended up wanting them to be. So it wasn't a very good strategy, but that's what I used to always do when I was first getting into digital art. I would love to like look back now on, I don't know, how I used to do digital art and see like little, I don't know how old I was, I guess 8-year-old me trying to navigate like Photoshop and stuff. That would have been funny to see. Oh man. And I must have been using, I was using Photoshop Elements when I first got my tablet, but it was Photoshop Elements 5? I think it was 5, and then, what am I in right now? 8? How does it say somewhere? I think I'm in 8 right now, or is it 10? Oh, it's 10. I think I had 5, and then I switched to 8, and then eventually I got 12, but I don't know, I didn't like 12's interface as much. It sort of got further away from actual Photoshop, so I was just like, okay, whatever. I'll just stick to my my 10 until I one day get actual Photoshop, which hopefully will happen next year. Next year I'll definitely get actual Photoshop. I just registered, a few days ago I registered for my courses for next year, but I realized I also had to register for my semester 2 courses, and I hadn't done that. I was like, oops. So I just today went and registered for my semester 2 courses. Semester 1, I have like the list somewhere, but I don't remember where it is. Semester 1, I do have class from Monday to Friday, and I think on Wednesdays and Thursdays I would have to get up like at a pretty early time. Class starts at like 8 or 8:30 or something. But second semester is good because I only have class from Monday to Thursday. Although even first semester on Friday, I only have 1 class, and on Monday I only have 1 class. Second semester's more balanced out. I think I have two a day, and then one day I have 3. But yeah, no class on Fridays, so I'm excited about that. I do have to get up pretty early on Mondays, but that'll be okay, I think. Maybe. It doesn't matter because I think I have 2 classes on Mondays, but they're right next to each other in the morning, so then I could just go back to my room and sleep, I guess. Or do work. There's going to be a lot of work to do, but yeah, it's going to be fun, I think. Okay, her eyebrows are looking pretty good, I think. I'm deciding, do I want to do her hair next? I think I do want to do her hair next. One thing that I'm a little nervous about for next year is because I'm living on residence, and you don't get to pick like what building you're in. You do get to pick like your preference of room type, so I picked a room by myself, which hopefully they give me, because I don't know what I would do if I had to room with another human being. But yeah, you don't get to pick your room or your building. And there's one building that I really wanted to be in more than the other ones. They said if you had like a really high average, it's like a 90 average or higher, that you could email them, but I'm not going to have a 90 average, so I probably should have just emailed them anyway. Like, are they actually going to check? I don't know, but hopefully I'll get put in the building I want. It doesn't really matter anyway. That's the thing, right? Like, it seems like it would be devastating if I didn't get what I want now, but once I'm actually there, it's all going to be just fine, so I'll figure it out either way. Okay, let's just see how this is doing. Oh, that looks nice. Okay. I don't know what was going on with her hair here. I was originally going to have her have like super long hair, but then it just sort of turned into a giant braid. I like drawing giant braids though. It's lots of fun. I'm really excited to color this one. It's been a bit too long since I've done a drawing with like really bright colors. So that'll be fun whenever that happens, but coloring this probably isn't going to happen for a while because I keep messing up my lines. So bad. I was trying to figure out, I wanted to stream some Zelda today, but the thing that I use a Roxio Game Cap HD Pro for recording consoles, and it wasn't working with the streaming software. I know I can just stream directly from that to Twitch, but I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to do it through OBS, but I found a thing that people said made it work. I just have to install it, and I haven't yet. So I'll have to figure that out tonight. But I do want to play games on here at some point. So maybe, I was thinking I could play Firewatch or something like that. I love video games. I'm just not very good at them, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Everybody says they're bad at video games, so. And, oh, I made that too thick. Okay. Kind of just want to like go to another part of this and fill it in from there, but I think I'll just keep doing what I was doing. The countdown is really on until school's over. I'm so excited. This Tuesday is the last day ever. I know I keep talking about it, but that's honestly all I can think about right now is how close I am to finally being done. So ready. I still have to do a paper. Oops, but other than that paper, I guess I have a music test, but that's not going to be a big deal or anything. And then, yeah, then I'm good to go. It's going to be lots of fun, I think. Then I have to figure out what I'm doing over the summer, which should probably be like having a job. But yeah, I'm gonna have to find a job. They just opened up a Goodwill, I think, or they're opening one near where I live, so that would be a cool place to work, I feel like. There's not a lot of options because I live in a silly small town, but I will try my best to find some sort of job where hopefully where they don't make me work too much, because I need money. My mom was like, as soon as you get your first student loan and see how much you're gonna have to pay back, money is gonna become a lot more precious. It's like, oh, so I should spend all of my money right now is what you're saying. She's like, no. So I'm not. I was thinking about buying a pair of heart-shaped sunglasses because I've always wanted a pair of those, and I found them on Amazon for really cheap, and this morning I was looking at them and I'm like, ooh, do I want to buy them? Do I not want to buy them? I ended up deciding against it, but I'm still thinking about it. They weren't that expensive. They were I found ones for like $2, but they said they would take a month to get here, and that's a long time. Sunglasses weather is probably going to be over in a month. But I don't know. Let's see. Alright. This shape just looks a little funky up here. Oh, I just looked at myself in the stream and I was like, who is that hipster sitting there? I was talking the other day about how the only hat that fits me is my mom's beanie. This is my mom's beanie. And she said it's the only hat that's ever fit her head, but I think she's lying because she doesn't have as big a head as I do. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure her head's smaller than mine, so she definitely should have been able to find another hat that fits by this point. This is like her winter hat, so I steal it for seasons that are not winter. I'm also wearing pants with Pokemon on them, which it feels dishonest because I've seen the show a little bit, but haven't actually played Pokemon. Need to get on that. That'd be a fun stream to do, maybe me playing Pokemon for the first time. I have it on an emulator, I'm pretty sure. A few years ago, or I guess maybe a year ago now, I just got like a ton of emulators and like a lot of different games for them. And I haven't touched most of them, and they're probably still just sitting on my computer because I put them in like a weird file, so we'll have to figure that out. Alright, now I'm debating if for the hearts I should copy and paste. I kind of like the charm of mismatched hearts, but I feel like I would also like the charm of just a copy and pasted flat pattern. So I'm deciding. It's not like it's really more work to hand draw them. I guess it would be a little bit more, but it wouldn't be that bad. I'm imagining it in my head, and I still can't decide. It looks nice like that. Yeah, I think I'll trace them out as they are, because might as well. Copying and pasting it would make it look cool, but it gives it sort of a really specific look. And I just don't know if that is the specific look that I would like this drawing to have, but I don't know. I would love a bra like this. I don't have any that are like that fun. I don't know. It's hard. They make really fun little ones, but big ones were just sort of left out. Oh, I'm so excited to color this. I wish I could just like skip ahead, but I do like doing this part too. It's good practice, I feel like. And sometimes it turns out nice. I also do want to color the lines. Like, I'm not just going to leave them black, so if I do the line art, I feel like that'll make it easier when I'm coloring the lines in. Yeah. Ooh, I got a text message. Who from? Ooh, I'm sleepy. Oh, just more university stuff. Oh, man. The university stuff is so difficult. I was saying the other day, you should get a bachelor's degree just for being able to, like, apply successfully. And the number of kids who don't pay attention to stuff, I don't know, it freaks me out. Like, at least I've tried to read, like, every little thing on their website and just getting as much information as I can, but then other kids just don't do that. Like, I don't know, I was talking about my student email to my friend who's going to the same school, and she's like, we have a student email? And I'm like, yeah, you should probably like check that. I don't know, it's just weird that people don't pay attention to this stuff. And I guess it's probably expected that you're not going to pay attention to this stuff because we're just like dumb kids or whatever, but it's still strange. And I know I'm just like a huge nerd, but I don't know, pay more attention, people. If I was not going into video game design and not going into any like computery field, I would probably legitimately be a guidance counselor for like high school kids. I would love to have that job, but I think you have to become a teacher first, at least around here, to be a guidance counselor, which is so sad because I would love to just pick people's courses for them and, I mean, I guess guide them. I don't want to give you advice on your courses. I just want to pick your courses for you. Is that okay? Yes. It's probably a tough job though too, because everybody like has different opinions on every guidance counselor, and this one's good and this one sucks. But it would be the same to be a teacher. Kids are like horrible human beings. So judgmental and like rude sometimes, so I don't know. I think I chose the career path that is correct for me, but it would be super cool to be a guidance counselor. I've already tried to figure out the course code system for my university, and I think I pretty much have it down. I nailed the Ontario high school course code thing real fast. Figured that one out immediately. That was so fun. And then people would like meet with me and be like, what's this course code? I probably know the codes for like most of the courses at the school by now, or I could at least tell you what general kind of thing they are. It's just so fun to me. I love it. I'd love to like come up with the system for that, but I'm gonna stick with art instead. I think this is a more promising and rewarding opportunity for me personally. Okay. Oh, got a text again. Okay. People are weird. This hand looks a little deformed, but I don't really care. I'm bad at drawing hands. I used to think I was pretty good, and like this is what everybody says with art related stuff, right? But like if I have a hand in front of me, obviously I can draw the hand just fine, but it's drawing hands like from my imagination that can be a little tricky. I'm getting a lot better though, at least a lot better at like planning out the shapes and stuff. That's one strange thing that people always say to artists though. I've seen this not just being said to me, but to my friends and stuff time and time again, is they always go, oh, like they'll look at something that I've drawn and go, I could do that if I was drawing from a picture. And they mean it as a compliment because they're saying like, I couldn't just come up with this stuff from my head. But you see this a lot with compliments where they sort of make it about themselves instead of the person you're complimenting. Like if you want to say something nice, just say something nice. Don't make it like a weird backhanded compliment, or don't talk about yourself in the compliment. Just say nice things and spread the word. Spread the good word. But yeah, you see that a lot. Oop. Oh, that made a funny sound on my tablet. Whoa. There's just like a loud thundering sound outside. Oh, I think someone's on a motorcycle. That makes sense. Maybe it's Trevor. Trevor rides a motorcycle. My mom, on my first stream a couple days ago when she knocked on my door, she was like, oh, like Trevor's here or whatever. And I was like, okay. And then I come out and I expected like him to be there, like excuse me, like she'd open the door for him or something. But no, she just could hear the motorcycle down the street and knew that Trevor was on his way. It was funny. I think I'm going to give this girl painted nails. I only really draw nails if I'm doing them colored, because otherwise it just seems unnecessary. Like, why would I color it? Maybe I should just start coloring in plain nails. I don't know why I would, though. I guess it adds a correct level of detail. I drew something once a few years ago, and I specifically remember somebody telling me, like, she needs fingernails, and it really pissed me off, so I never wanted to draw fingernails. That's the thing, like, I do appreciate feedback when I want feedback, or when it's, like, legitimately just trying to be nice or whatever. But feedback when people are just being snarky and criticizing and stuff, that's less appreciated. Unless I ask for it, or like, obviously if there's something huge that you feel like you need to say. In general, just don't critique other people's work unless you're like in an art class. I hate that when they make us critique other people's stuff. I don't know what to talk about. Reason number 150,000 why I'm happy I'm not going to an actual art school. I feel like that would just kill me inside very slowly. How are we looking? Looking good. Very nice. Oh. I woke up this morning at... It's 2 o'clock now, and I woke up at 9 after going to bed at like 2, which was bad. But I woke up and got up, ate breakfast, and then immediately went back to sleep. But then when I woke up the next time, I just ate breakfast again. And so I had 2 breakfasts. I don't think I've ever done that before. Actually, I did that the other day because I get up earlier than my parents do. So I got up and had breakfast. And then I was just like doing whatever. And they went out somewhere or something. And they got breakfast while they were out. So then they brought me breakfast at home. So I ended up with 2 breakfasts again that day. And it was a McGriddle too. And those don't taste as good if you... don't eat them right away, so I had to eat it right away. That's my excuse. Ooh. That line's a little weird, but I'm just gonna leave it. I painted my nails white the other day. You can see they're not white now, but I painted them white. And I did like 2 coats and I did it perfectly. And I was like, yes, I am patient. See, because you have to be really patient when you're painting your nails to wait for it to dry and that kind of thing. But I was like, yes, nice. And then I was doing the final coat, and not only did I make it too thick, but I was really impatient and like went to bed after. And nail polish doesn't like warmth, and it's like very warm in my bed. So it just like ruined it, and it started bubbling like crazy. And yeah, so I ended up taking it off. But I had a good run. With the white. I don't know what color I'll do next. I don't have that many colors. Maybe purple. I had them purple before, but could go back. I like painting my nails. I'm not really into a lot of like beauty stuff, I guess. But nail painting's a good one because you just do it, and then, you know, I don't know how long it normally lasts for me. Maybe like a week, less than that. But you just do it and you don't have to think about it, right? Long-term beauty stuff is fun to do for me, but It's the day-to-day stuff that I could never do. So much work. And people always, oh, it's not a lot of work. It's like, no. If you were going from my current habits of nothing to whatever your habits are now, that would be a lot of work. Oh, this is looking good. I've tried to decide what color I want her hair to be. I think it'll be brown, because brown's a good color. I don't know if I just draw brown-haired people a lot because I'm a brown-haired person. That might very well be the reason. Ugh. Come on, line. Just doesn't have to be exact, but just work, okay? And up. Well, it looks a little bit wonky, but I tried. I think tomorrow I will probably not stream, and then I'll just take the time to look into getting the thing to work with my console capture card, and I guess focus on sort of uploading some more streams to YouTube. I think I have most of them on there, but just want to have as many as possible. I actually used to really like watching streams like after they'd happened, because I don't really participate, or at least I haven't ever really participated in a stream, so it doesn't really matter to me if it's actually live or not, unless, you know, there's some time relevant thing happening. So they don't get a lot of views or anything when I upload them to YouTube, but I feel like they're good to have there, because maybe there's that one person like me who really wants to watch them after the fact. Whew. I feel like her leg is too thin right here. I feel like this should go like that, because she's like bigger up top, but then down here I gave her legs that looked a little too skinny. So we'll see. Did I fix your proportions, lady? We will find out in a minute. Let's see. Trying to ignore the line. I think that's better. I think that's more what her leg would actually look like if she were a real person. And this looks a little weird too, but I'll probably just leave that as it is. Just sort of looks like she has a weird part of her flesh sticking out there. Let me check on the line art. Oh, okay, that part, I did the lines too thick, so I'm gonna have to go back in there and fix that. I'll do that right now. One way you can just make the lines less thick is just by taking an eraser and just chipping away at the line until it becomes thinner. You could also erase in lines, but I'm not the steadiest, as I've said many times, so I find it a bit easier to just erase it that way. Let's see. Yeah, that's a bit less jarring now. You just sort of don't want the lines to stick out in places where the lines shouldn't stick out. That's all. So now her socks. I think I did this drawing right after I got my socks that look like that. I'm not wearing them right now, but they're so comfy and warm. And I find it a lot easier to draw people's feet shapes under socks. You can sort of see here I started to draw her toes in, like in the sketch, and then I went, nah, you know what? Let's just give her some socks. I don't want to draw toes. The toes that I did on the drawing yesterday, I think, looked pretty good. I need to go back and work on that drawing sometime too. I think I'll take a break after I've done the line art for this and maybe play a game or something. I think I said this, I was thinking about playing Firewatch. I got that game on my birthday this year. It was a present. It was very good. It's a super fun game and super like beautiful too. I would love to do a drawing from that. That'd be kind of cool. I could like because you take pictures in the game with your little camera. I could like take pictures and then draw one of the pictures I take. It's actually kind of a fun idea. I made her leg come out at a weird place, didn't I? Oh no, that looks fine. She just has curves in all the right places, such as the side of the leg. Everybody knows that real women have curves on the sides of their legs. I don't know how I feel about the whole like I don't like real women have curves. Like I understand why people say that, but I feel like it's mean to people who don't have curves. But everybody's pretty. Everyone's beautiful. Or maybe everyone's not beautiful, but we're all just equally ugly. That's a better way to phrase it, really. Erase these weird little finger points. How's it looking? Oh, I need to fix in there. I knew when I drew it, I was like, that's gonna look weird when I draw that way. And it did look weird when I drew it that way. It was true. Bloop, bloop. That's better. My parents are like, because they know that I've been streaming, and they said, we should check the bandwidth before you keep streaming to see if we've used it all up. And I was like, okay. But then I was like, I'm gonna stream today, and they didn't object, so I'm probably fine. I hope it's not gobbling up all the bandwidth, because then they'll probably just tell me I can't do it. It's like, I'm still gonna do it, so maybe just get more bandwidth. We used to have unlimited, which is obviously the best way to go. But then they switched, so I think we have like 250 gigs or something now per month, which I don't really like. When they got it, they were like, oh, there's no way we're going to use more than that. But then with like Netflix and stuff, I've been using more than that, I think. I've been using definitely more than my fair share. Once I move out, they can probably go to like 100 gigs a month and they'd be fine. But yeah, between me watching videos 24/7 and which I haven't actually been watching that much stuff recently. Usually I have like a show going, but I don't have a show going right now. So I haven't been watching that much stuff, but I have been streaming this week every day. But yeah, between me doing that and getting games on Steam and downloading games on Steam, I don't play games online, but yeah, I remember one day I uninstalled The Sims 3 and then reinstalled The Sims 3, and so that day ended up having like, over like 40 gigs of internet used, and I don't know, my parents were not pleased with me. I think that day might have actually been the reason that we went to the unlimited in the first place. But then we ended up going back down. Hopefully the internet speed next year will be quick. I feel like it would have to be, or else there'd be like riots in the streets, honestly. With anybody our age, that's probably how it goes. Whoop, that was sort of a tricky line to do. But I did it, and I conquered it. And I did it. Okay, I don't know how I feel about all these like random lines in her hair. I know I just added 2 right there, but I think I might just figure that out after I've colored it in. I'm also getting tired again, so I probably need to like run or something. Do something active to get myself awake. Or have a nap. Nice 2 p.m. nap, then I gotta have my 4 p.m. nap. My 10 p.m. nap. Until I've had all the naps. Then I sleep all day and then I'm like, what? Why can't I sleep at night? It's like, oh, maybe because I got like 16 hours of sleep during the day. I basically am a cat. That's probably why I like them so much. It's not because I actually think they're a good animal. It's just because I am one. It's the most similar to me. So I justify my actions through loving cats. Okay. We're almost done the line art, though. I do still have to do the hearts. And finish up the braid. But then we'll be done. I think then I'll do... I know I said I was probably going to stop after that, but I might just plan out the solid colors and then stop after that. Because I really want to see this be at least somewhat colored before I'm done with it for today. So we'll see. Hopefully I can make that happen. This gap I sort of fiddled around with a bit, but I couldn't really find a good solution because I liked the way that this curve looked sort of on the side of the hair there. So I couldn't really figure out. I wanted that curve and I sort of wanted this gap filled in, but I couldn't really figure it out. So I just left the gap and kept the lovely curve of her hair. Braid. I never used to know how to draw braids, and then in one of my art books that I have, I was just like, I saw she did a tutorial on drawing braids, and I was just like, oh, it's super not that hard. And then I just practiced a bunch, and eventually I figured out that it's just kind of the same thing over and over, and it's not really that concerning. Whoa. Okay, that looks like the drawing. Next I just need to do the hearts, which I'll do with a thinner line. Like that. That looks dumb though. I should trace this because these heart shapes are quirky and fun. Yeah, I think it's a good decision to trace them all out. Copying and pasting would look cool, but I don't think it would look as good as what I'm doing right now, so yeah. Alright. Almost there. I am excited to get to color this. Been pumped since I drew it. I imagined it with color when I drew it, which is usually the sign that I'm going to end up coloring it. Okay, just these hearts. Just the boobies. It sounded like I said booties. I said boobies. I'm sure the joke's been done. Has somebody ever like, oh guys, like, come on, I'm drawing a boobie, but then it's like the bird. I don't know, that'd be a good troll. I don't understand, like, if you want to see boobs, there's boobs on the internet, you know? You can just Google them. You don't need to ask girls on the internet to send you pictures of them. You don't need to, like, I don't know, you don't need to watch girls playing video games to have them hanging out there. Like, you can find boobs if you want them. You don't have to, like, go these roundabout ways. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me, I guess. But to each their own, and if people want to put them out there, then I guess other people should want to see them. Okay, almost done this one. Pattern doesn't really line up, but that's kind of okay. I feel like it adds a little bit of charm to it. And it's a metaphor for life, because sometimes in life things don't line up, and then you have to just deal with it, I guess. Moral of the story, deal with it. It's good enough. You do you, bro. Yeah. Okay. All right. How many we got left? Only a few more. Heart. I love drawing hearts. I used to be really bad at it, and I'm still pretty bad at it, but I've improved a lot. Only a few more. We're almost there. That one looks dumb and out of place, but we're so close. And there we go. Is she done? Nice. She just completely line arted up. So now I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'll just do the basic colors. So pick a skin. What background color do I want for this? Maybe like a light pink. That's kind of nice. I just did a drawing with a background that was that kind of color though. That feels like that would be good. Okay. So then her skin color is so difficult to decide on. I really do need to make that color palette of just like skin colors that I like to use. I want her to be fairly pale. That feels a little too close to the background. I used to always draw my people a little bit too tanned, I feel like. Not even tanned, just like I didn't get the skin color right, is my point. And I figured out you can actually make people pretty pale and still get away with it color-wise. So I think, yeah, that's a good color. Her underwear will be pink because it's gotta be. It's got little hearts on it. It's gotta be pink. And I'm just figuring out that kind of looks like she's naked now. She naked. What video? Oh, I don't know if this is appropriate to talk about. BuzzFeed made some video that was like, it's like women don't shave their pubes for a month, or something like that. And it's one of those things where I know they're trying to, like, you know, spread the word about. Wait, did I miss a line right there? Yes, I did. I know they're trying to, like, spread the word about body positivity and stuff, but I feel like that's one of those things where you're almost going to make people feel worse about themselves instead of better, because, like, you're implying that you're implying that people should think that there's a problem with not doing it. Hello is the legend says, hello people. Hello. Oh wait. Hey, Helio's the legend. Hello people. Hello. I'm just drawing a little person. Whoa. Switch to the thumbnail for the stream yesterday. I'm not sure if I like this hair color on her. It'll look better once I've shaded it in. Wow, what an amazing drawing. Thank you. It was a little sketchbook drawing that I took a bad picture of with my phone and then traced and am now coloring in. So yeah. Just been working on it for a little bit. Do I like that hair color? still haven't decided. It's hard to decide when it's like flat like that. I'll think about it. Her socks should be sort of the color of my socks, because that's how I decide these things. I think anyway. Ish. And then, yeah, she really needs, I need to color the rest of her before I can decide. I sort of like that color of pink, sort of a hot pink on here. And then I'll probably make the hearts like white eventually. Still thinking about that one. How's that? I feel like she looks really edgy, and she's not dressed very edgily. I just made a word, edgily. But I don't really know what to do about that. I could make like the straps a little darker, I guess. Make it like a sort of a purple. I could give her like sort of heavy eye makeup or something to make it better that way. I'm just gonna mess around with a color scheme for a little bit. I feel like, yeah, if I did that and then colored it like that, maybe. I should be a bra designer. I'd be great at it. Edgely is actually a word. Is it? Oh. Well, good. I used a word from the dictionary. Good for me. Ooh, that looks kind of nice. And then if I do the same thing here, and then I could make the little ruffles white to match her socks, and I think that would look cool. And then I'll make it the hearts the same color too. Or if I made the ruffles sort of like a light pink, I definitely want the hearts to be white, I think. It's just an adverb of edgy. Very good. Yeah, I think I definitely want those to be white. They look kind of like a bright white. Bright whites. I like that song. Kishibashi, Bright Whites. Look it up. It's a good song. It looks a little bright, but I can turn that down after. I'm just sort of figuring out the general colors before I go into this too much. It takes me a long time to figure out what colors I want to use. As you know, if you've ever seen me draw anything on these streams before. I'm a veteran streamer now. Been doing it since Monday, so yeah, I'm pretty far ahead. Except I think Monday's stream, it was on YouTube, and I just because I was doing it and I realized halfway through that I had been playing the stream like on top of the audio streaming, so it was streaming like double me talking. So I don't think I published that one. Don't ask how I knew that. I tend to know definitions of words practically if I've seen it before. That's good. That's a good brain to have. Yeah, and then I think Tuesday's YouTube stream, something went wrong with that one too. I think I did the same thing over again. But I didn't do it for the entire thing, so I don't know if I kept that one up. I might have, though. Oh, I didn't color in that. Hate my life. I might as well just go die. No sense living. I colored in the thing. No, that should definitely be lighter than that. Probably should just be the white. I'll try it just being the white up here and see how that looks. But then I don't know if I want the white against the skin color. Maybe if I made it like a really light, bright pink. That's pretty much the same color that I just chose. If I made it like a light purple, maybe. That color's kind of okay. I'll try a light purple. See about that. The light purple's kind of nice. I'll try the light purple down here. See how that looks. Do I like that? I think I like that. Alright, I think I'm going with light purple for the ruffle colors. I might not choose this exact shade of purple, but something around there will look pretty good. And then, yeah, so I have, I just need like her eye color planned out, and I'll do her eyebrows too. I might make her eyes brown or blue. Purple would look good too. I like drawing purple eyes. It's a good eye color. Let's see. Or green. Nothing else here is green, but sometimes when nothing else is green, it makes it nice. I feel like that's not good though. Green's like opposite pink, so it'll stand out a lot more when it's around pink things. That blue's still a bit too bright. What about like a sort of dark chestnut sort of brown? Or even just brown in general. I think that doesn't look good because it's too similar. Could give her sort of hazel gray eyes. Those can look pretty. No, I think the blue looked the best. I like blue eyes. It's a cute color. No, the bright blue looked better, didn't it? Whatever. Just gotta try lots of things. Okay, so I think those are the colors. That's the color scheme that I'm gonna use for this. Now what I'll do, I think, is clean up the edges on the coloring. I sort of feel like keeping going. I might as well. I think I'll clean up the edges on this, and then I will color the lines of the hair. I should just send this stream out. I got a notification. Someone liked my photo on Instagram. Thank you, person who liked my photo on Instagram. I have like so many different Google accounts on my phone, and it keeps like bothering me and trying to get me to log in with them. Alright, I'm streaming. Woo! Hopefully tonight I can stream some games. I feel like that'd be fun. And it's Saturday, which means my parents won't go to bed until late, which is good. On school days, although my parents have been going to bed. Well, I shouldn't say my parents, but Skull Cube says hi. Hi, Skull Cube. I like your name. That's a cute name. My parents usually go to bed like they used to go. Well, my mom used to go to bed pretty early, like earlier than me, but now she gets up a lot later because she drives me to school, so she can stay up later. So it's actually been pretty good recently. But yeah, it's Saturday, so yeah. Oh, speak of the devil, the parents are home right now. I probably have to like go get food from them or something, so I'm just gonna write a little BRB, and I will BRB. Whatever. Okay, be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm now the proud owner of French fries and McDonald's ice cream. I'm living the good life right now. I like this tiny little McDonald's bag for my tiny little fries. Okay. I guess I'll just eat while I'm doing this, because I might as well. So yeah, I definitely need to clean up the edges. Once I've cleaned up the edges, I think I will be done for right now, and then I'll, I could finish it tonight, but I was hoping to play some games tonight. Maybe I'll play some games and then, then finish it. Ooh, I've been playing, Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery EP. It's like a really good game. And I played it when I first got my iPad a little bit, but I'd never actually finished it. And then I saw that there's a version of it on Steam, and I was like, oh, so I bought it, and I've been playing through it. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping, like, not that iPad controls aren't, like, real game controls, but I was hoping that they would have, like, arrow keys where you could move around or something. But they don't. It's just sort of the exact same as it is on the iPad. It's just with a mouse. But yeah, it's alright. I still haven't quite gotten to where I was on the iPad, but I'm getting there. I really like the game though. It's so strange and just like really fun overall. I don't know, it's a good time. Okay, so usually when I'm cleaning up colors, I do it by like the color. So right now I'm cleaning up the skin color, and I'm just gonna make sure that all the lines are good. I'm sometimes not very disciplined with this, and I'll go over and then I'll be like, well, I'm gonna fix it when I do the other color, but then I'll go over with that color and it just becomes a bad cycle. So I'm just gonna try and actually make sure to fix the colors to the best of my ability. And hopefully I can do it. Hopefully I can color in the lines. Never passed kindergarten. I hated coloring in the lines in school. I didn't do it. One time I colored like an entire page green and just gave that to my teacher. Because, yeah, that was not my thing. I wanted to draw my own pictures. I didn't want to color in somebody else's. Okay. So the skin color, we're getting pretty good. This helps too, because then when we're shading later on, I can just select it by the color, and the magic wand tool will, like, figure this out for me. Makes it a little bit easier than when you're like digitally painting or whatever. Oh, my stomach just made a noise. I didn't realize I was hungry until I started eating those fries. Okay. Hopefully I won't forget a part of the flesh of this picture, because I always do. The skin. When I was drawing a picture the other day where there was like a little bit of boobs or whatever, my friend was watching me, and I right there where I was zoomed right into the boobs, she's like, whoa, like, that's kind of weird. And I was like, what? And she goes, well, you're like right in on the boobs. And I was like, oh, because I guess, like, I don't know, if somebody walked into my room and I was just like zoomed in on a giant picture of cleavage, they'd probably be like, what's Kim up to? But I don't even think of it when I'm drawing. Because when I'm drawing, it's not, my brain's not really thinking about what it is. It's more just like, I'm thinking of the steps that I need to do to get this picture to be what I want it to be, right? I'm not really thinking too hard. Okay, so I think I cleaned up all the skin, not up here. Not up here. I forgot up here. That was a poem by me. It was very Shakespearean. I went to go and see Macbeth recently, performance of that, and it was really cool, but it was sort of hard to explain. The pacing of it was either, like, at any given moment, it was either really, really cool and intense, or the most boring thing that you've ever seen in your entire life. Like, there was no in between. It was either like somebody was getting murdered on stage, or two people were talking for like 45 minutes straight just to each other. I was saying to my friend, I was like, it's just like listening to a podcast. She's like, I hate podcasts. I was like, oh. I know a lot of kids find Shakespeare really boring, but I've always really loved it. I mean, during that Shakespeare performance, I was a little bit bored. Just because, I think there's ways where you can have it not be boring. And they just were not doing any of those things. Oh, I do need to fix the skin a little bit more right here. And here, and here, and maybe over here. No, that's just wonky lines. And right here, is that just a line? Strange. Okay. Yeah, this performance was not taking the steps it should have probably been taking to make it a little more interesting. But it was still like very good, and the actors were good and everything. It was fun. I'm gonna eat another fry. McDonald's fries aren't good once they're cold, so I probably should have eaten them all right away. At least I don't think they're good when they're cold. There's probably some weird freak out there who's like, how could you say that? McDonald's fries are the best when they're cold. I'm like, oh, sorry. I think that they're better when they're warm. Okay. Almost done with the socks. Then I'm gonna have to do the annoying part, which will be the hearts. Oh, I need to pick out a color for that too, the hair elastic. I think I want it to be this, because that seems to be what makes the most sense color wise. The light purple would look nice too, but I think it looks better with the pink. It's hard to tell if I need to color in the socks because it's a pretty close color to the skin. Okay, so now I'll do this part. Hopefully I can have this not take too long. Oh, it's fine. Because it's smaller, the lines are a little thicker proportionate to the drawing, which helps a little bit because I get a little bit more leeway with coloring stuff in. So yes, the hearts look good. I just need to do the outlines in the pink, and then they will be correctly colored in. It gets sort of frustrating doing such little tiny details over and over, but I don't like mind doing it. Oh, and I need to color that part in too. Whew. Art. I like this stage after I've done the line art because basically is sort of like doing a coloring book. It's kind of relaxing. You don't have to worry about the composition anymore or any of that stuff that can be kind of stressful. You don't have to worry about the pose or actually coming up with the picture, which in my opinion, that is the hard part of art. It's not super hard for me. I'm usually pretty good about having lots of inspiration and stuff. But yeah, I like this part because you don't really have to think about anything. You're just I just have to keep coloring, and my brain is always like, okay, first I have to do this, and then I can move on to doing this next part. And yeah, it's really simple. What is this? Oh, this is just a gap. Okay. I thought I'd messed up a part of the hair, but I actually didn't. Okay, around this heart. Ah. Tiny little details. And then up here. Okay, and then I'll do this line. This line has been bothering me. Oh, that's better. And then just this heart. And there's a little tiny line right there where I have to fix the hair color again. And a little tiny part where I have to do the heart color. I'll do hair first and do that. And then I'll do the heart at the bottom. And then I'll color the little bit of the heart that's missing. Perfect. Okay, now I thought I fixed this part up, but I can see little bits in here. Now I'll fix up that. I don't have to worry about all this stuff because that's in a gap, so I'll be deleting that shortly. Okay. Now this, the remnants of my color indecisiveness, reminder of times of the past. Me and my parents watched the first episode of the new season of Orange is the New Black last night. We're really good at binge watching stuff, aren't we? Like, yeah, we watched the first episode and that's it. But it was really good. I'm excited. There's probably people who are already done the entire season by now. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where that show goes. It's going to be pretty cool, I think. I've always enjoyed it. The first season was like really good, and I don't remember what the distinction was between the other two seasons, but they were pretty good too. I just remember really loving the show at first. It was so interesting. It makes prison seem almost fun, but then you remember like the horrible stuff that happens. It's like, wait, never mind. Even like in the show, horrible things happen in the prison, so it sort of keeps it in perspective a little bit, I think. I'm gonna have a bite of my ice cream because it's kind of melting. I like McDonald's ice cream. It's pretty good. It's probably my favorite thing at McDonald's. Never had a Big Mac or anything. Well, those are some saggy boobs. No, they're not. Wait, like, boobs aren't supposed to be up here. It's like where the heart is and stuff. They're in a completely normal place. Okay, I'm almost done coloring around the hearts. And then I will be done with this. Then I'll probably take a break to go eat because I'm hungry. I want food. So I'll just do the pink, and then there's a few little touch-ups I have to do on the inside of the hearts. I'm excited to color in the lines because I think that's always what sort of makes the drawing, I guess. A lot of my other drawings are different. Kind of saggy. I'd still motorboat, so all good. Good. Whatever floats your motorboat, I guess. Okay. Almost there. Home stretch. This is relaxing. It should make a good coloring book page, I feel like. Oh, and once I'm done touching up the color edges, then I'll just go around at the end and delete like all of the outside so that it won't have like the weird I'm not articulating this well. It won't have like the outside. It won't have colors outside of the lines. That's what I was trying to say. Man, I can't speak. Didn't get enough sleep. Even though I was just talking about how I got up and then went back to sleep again after I woke up, but I still didn't get enough sleep. I feel like if I don't get enough sleep, like, all at once, then I'm just ruined. Like, then I'm never gonna get enough sleep. It's a curse. Need to fix the lines in here too. And the purple here. It's weird, the stuff that looks fine when you're zoomed out just a little bit more. When you zoom in, it's like, whoa, huge mistake. And it doesn't matter because nobody's ever gonna like zoom in this far to my art in the first place, but it's still nice to have things be as clean as they can, I guess. And then this side, then I needed to fix the other boob, and then we will be good to go. Up here, oh, I need to fix the skin color against this. This one was hard to see because the line's black and it's like sort of a dark purple, so it's not actually that dark a purple. I don't think it just looks dark because it's, you know, a really light picture. Okay. Getting there. Doing little details like this, there's probably easier ways to color it in, but I still like doing it by hand. I'm not like technically good enough with the software to where I feel like I could make it look better with the tools. So that's a point that I'm hoping to get to at some point. Still very much self-taught, so I've had a lot to figure out on my own over the years. I don't even know if I've ever watched like a tutorial, like a video tutorial on this kind of stuff or anything, because usually it's about normal Photoshop, and then I feel dumb watching tutorials for Photoshop Elements because it's like, software isn't really for me. It's more for people who are doing other stuff, but I just draw in it for whatever reason. Okay. How's that? That looks pretty darn good. Hey, perfect. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go to the line art. Hopefully this works. Good, select outside, so then I'm just gonna delete the colors. Oh, and I can select in here too. Wait, go to the line art, select in here, and it'll delete those as well. So there we go. I'm just gonna take a quick break to go eat. I really want to keep working on this, so I'll probably be back in like, I don't know, half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour. So I'll just save this, and yeah. Whoa, what a welcome sight. Barnes, you have really good timing. You come on right as I'm leaving. Very good. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go eat, and I'll be back in a little while, so I'll see you then. Bye!